Hello everyone. So today I decided to do a Zoro piece for my friend. He wanted a new Discord profile picture, so I just thought, hey, what the heck? I can give it a shot. The problem is that this is actually my very first male character, basically, except for if you've seen my other video, I made a 1-minute Escanor, so this is very new territory for me. So basically right now I'm kind of just defining a lot of the facial features, kind of just getting everything where I like it. Shading, just kind of outlining the eyes, trying to make it look sort of like a man. Right now it looks kind of like a scary man, but we'll kind of fix that as we go. Right now I'm kind of just making ears, putting on the hat for Zoro, just kind of adding a little bit of shading and detail in there. Nothing too crazy for me. This piece today is just more so practice. I've never done a male character, so I don't really know what to expect. I'm not trying to do anything super hardcore right now. As you can see, I'm trying to do the traps, but I don't really know how to do that super well, so I'm just kind of playing it by ear and just kind of figuring it out as I go. I'm adding some more facial features there. It kind of looks like a very scary old man right now, but you'll see later it's to show that he's holding a sword with his mouth. I've kind of figured out the traps a bit here. The shading's a bit weird. I'm not really sure how I'm doing this. I'm not really looking at reference photos right now. I'm just kind of going with what I think a dude would look like, a very jacked dude. I did look at kind of how Zoro looks. The traps kind of go from his ears almost, like he's a very muscular man, but I decided to go against that. I didn't really like the look of it, so I thought that this was reasonable from the viewpoint. Then I'm like, okay, adding a few swords in there just to have placeholders, kind of showing where the light should kind of hit. Adding a snowy kind of background, just really rough strokes of shading and lines there, just to show that it's like, oh, okay, this is like some sort of snowy area, kind of like Wano. I really like the Wano, how that looked, so I was like, oh, okay, I'll do something like that. So now I'm kind of adding the third sword. I need to put in a third 3D perspective on that, but that'll come a little bit later here. I did a little bit of it right now, but I kind of got everything kind of outlined how I like. So now I'm like, okay, I was going to add his white shirt, but then I was like, this is kind of clashing with the background. This isn't really looking good. It doesn't really make sense. He's in a snowy place. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to make a green jacket. Not going to look at any photos. I'm just gonna make one what I think a green jacket would kind of look like. Again, not doing anything super serious. This is just practice, just kind of doing things. I'm not trying to do anything too crazy here. We're adding some tears. I've been trying to some ripples. Sorry, I've been trying to do that lately, trying to kind of figure out how to make that look kind of reasonable and nice. I've been kind of liking just making a black line and then adding a shade underneath it, just to kind of show that, okay, below is more dark than the top, so then we're having a ripple there. That's kind of how I'm doing it so far. Now I'm kind of revamping the shading a bit. I found that one of the biggest problems I was having right here is that the hat covers a lot of his face, at least in the manga. So to show emotion, I was like, okay, let's add some black shading. That usually, for a lot of manga or art, usually just having like a black kind of shading around the face usually means that they're angry or upset. So I was going for something like that, just to kind of get some more facial features. I could probably add a little bit around the face to maybe add some veins next time, show that he's really clenching, really upset. Now I'm kind of trying to figure out how to kind of add an aura, like the purple aura that he has when he does like his onigiri attack, but I'm not really sure how to do this. This is going to go through a lot of renditions, but in the end, hopefully it's worth it. I get a little frustrated here, and I'm like, okay, let me just add a little bit more detail around everything, just the swords, his eyes, his jacket, just kind of, this is one of the things I do in my processes, is just, I'll do many sweeps over on things. I'd like to change that with time and just work on one thing at a time. But I always go back and change something as I go on. Sometimes it turns out pretty good though. Now I'm adding a little reflection. I'm using the straight line tool here instead of just free balling it, so it actually looks like we have some reflections going on there, and it actually looks real. Just adding a little bit more shading here and there. I'm thinking that this is turning out pretty decent, but I could do a little bit better. So now I decide, okay, let's add some anger in here. This aura, I want something angry. I love, one of the things I really love using is the spray tool. It's something I really love, and at times I'm known to abuse it, but it's something really fun for me just to do, and just adding a bunch of different colors. I think you can get some really neat outcomes. But here I do a little free ball, and I'm like, this looks good, but it looks very out of order. So let me give this another go around, and I add a more, instead of just free ball aura, I kind of add something with a paint tool just everywhere. It's just kind of showing it off. And I tell my friend, like, which one looks better? And he actually gives me a really great idea to combine both. I use a lot of layers, as you can see. And I combine both, and it looks actually pretty awesome, I think, at the end. It kind of shows like a cool aura, but also the angerness of the first one. I'm pretty happy with how this came out. Again, I can kind of change the clothing around a little bit as time goes on, but this isn't too bad. So far, I think I've been doing pretty good, but thank you guys so much for watching my Zoro. If you got any free time, go check out my Twitter. I'd love to see you there. Have a great one.